In this week's episode of Chateau Capers, Jane gets ready for the Olympics, there's teething trouble with the skirting board, the architrave nears completion, we have to lower dangerous water levels, and we reflect on a year with our new spaniels.
You see those big snowy things up ahead?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
To the mountains!
To the mountains!
Before the chaos that many people call February really kicks in, we treated ourselves to a tranquil escape. The sky was blue, the air clear. I couldn't find any music that said skiing in the Pyrenees, so I've gone alpine instead. Just an hour and 20 minutes away is the Saint-Lary Resort. The ski lift takes you straight up from the valley to the delightful snowy peaks above. Perfect for day trippers like us. Whilst the Pyrenees may not have the bragging rights of the Alps, they still exude majesty, charm, and certainly quieter pistes today. The general competence level on the slopes seemed to hover around the beginner to intermediate area, judging by how many people were sitting down. This suited us perfectly. It gave Jane the ideal opportunity to show everyone what she's made of. At the top of the mountain, the clouds were beginning to roll in, making it easy to lose each other. Where has she gone? Oh, there she is. Hello, Jane. This is her last warm-up event before the Olympics. Look at her go. In Switzerland, they call her the Schusswomble. Top marks, Jane. She's such a pro. As she likes to say, since meeting you, it's been downhill all the way. There's a bit of a wind. It wasn't me. Documenting Jane as she goes downhill is Rory. After such winning success in her first appearance, Rory is always ready to offer a warm hand on her big opening. And naturally, his own performance deserves equal attention. Being fairly new to the sport, Rory has a strap-it-on-and-see attitude. Throwing caution to the wind, he makes the slopes his own. He likes the snow flowery.
It went right to the back of my throat. Oh.
I recently attempted to make skirting board with pine and a router, and it went. The cutting bit was oscillating, causing it to come loose. Eventually I realised the adapter collet was the problem, so I ordered another router. Now that the new one has arrived, it's time to try again. I used the ruined board from my first attempt to practice on.
Well, I count this as a success. It's dodgy here where the knots are, and that's always going to be a problem when cutting in pine because there's always a lot of knots. It's really sort of chewed it up there, but I think I might be able to work with this. This is my test board, which is very much sacrificial because it's ruined on both sides now. But this is starting to look nice. That's the shape, and I really like it. Question is, can I do a full length of it?
The router needs to cut deep into the wood, and so I had to make several passes so as to not overload the motor or chew up the board.
Well, this was the first piece and it's not gone too badly. Frustratingly, right here in the middle, around where the knot was, that's a little bit rough, sadly. So I might not be able to use that bit, or if I do, I'll have to use a bit of filler. And then I had a little jump here which jagged up sideways, so again that'll require a bit of filler if I want to use this bit. So it's my first go. A lot of it is okay. Up there looks fantastic. From here downwards is pretty good. Hadn't quite finished the end because the little router is overheating, so I'm letting it cool down. But as my first go on an actual one, it could have been worse. So I'm quite encouraged. I will continue this because I think I can get this to work. There might be a few cock-ups, but ultimately I'm fingers crossed I'll get there. It's just not going to be as quick as I'd hoped. I was really hoping I'd just be able to whiz through these. Sorry if I banged the microphone then. But there we are. Whenever I think a job's going to be quick, it never is. And that's it. I've chopped all of the boards that I've got at the minute, so I'm going to have to go out and buy more, which is good because I need other bits of trim for the panelling. I'm getting old, I'm starting to lose my nouns. So, is it perfect? No, it isn't. Is it good enough? In places, yes. There will be a artisan craft look. Looks like this was made by hand, people might say. Some of it is might need a little bit of smoothing out. Some of it is unusable, but each panel is getting slightly better than the last. So I'm going to push on with this. I'm sort of enjoying it. I seem to have cracked getting the router to work properly, and I'm getting some really nice panels. This one is pretty good until there. That's a bad bit. This one, almost perfect all the way along, just a little bit of a wobble, but a bit of a sand, and that might smooth that out. And once it's all painted up and looking lovely, who gets on their hands and knees and stares at the perfection of a skirting board? Not me. But I don't want it to be a second-rate job. I do want this to be absolutely perfect, or as perfect as I can make it. But I think it's a success. I'm pleased with what we've got so far. So I'll leave it at that. I've got to go and buy more stuff, and then I can get on putting this skirting board in place, hopefully.
It rained very heavily whilst Rory had to go back to the UK. The water level in the decompression well was rising steadily, and I messaged Rory to ask him to order a new sump pump. In the meantime, I tried bailing it out with a tiny bucket, but that proved ineffectual. Before the new pump arrived, we had yet more rain, and it was when putting the horses to bed that I noticed the water level was almost up to the overflow pipe. Nobody wanted to be fitting a pump in the pouring rain in the dark, but we had no choice but to use our old pump. Water gushed out into the culvert and we left it running.
So here I am at the edge of the lake, and you can hear the sound of the water gushing in. That's where we're pumping it out of the sump. It's going into a culvert, I guess you'd call it. And I can't get very close, and I don't want to fall in the water, but I might be able to get down so you can see it. Anyway, there it is. It's filling up the lake. It's higher than it's been, the water level's higher than it's been since we've been here, which is quite good. It's quite exciting. We want the lake to be full, really. And on the other side of this bush, there is a grey pipe that until a couple of weeks ago, this grey pipe was completely dry. I mean, the outside of it was completely dry. It was above the waterline. Now it's completely submerged, and you can see that there's water coming in, and that's draining off the roof of the chateau. So that's working really well. But yes, again, that's also filling the lake.
When I was away, I ordered this, which is a posh new sump pump. And rather than have the floaty arm with a little ball valve on the top, it's got this rising float arm, which is much better because in a narrow what's this, pipe like this in this decompression well, if you've got a floaty arm, it's really easy for it to get stuck, and then it doesn't float up, and then it doesn't work, so the water just fills up. But this should work a lot better than that. So the next thing is to lower it in and plug it in. I've got my to lay flat drain hose. It just fits over there. Tighten it up with a Jubilee clip. Now I can lower it in, and that should be it. It should just work. Oh, I've got to plug it in first, of course. Working straight away.
By morning, the pump had done its job and the water level in the decompression well had dropped by 6 feet. The swimming pool should now be fully protected from dangerous groundwater pressure. Lord Percy is a man who knows what he likes, and since discovering the banana box, he has rarely left it. On the days he has occasion to take a stroll, it's not long before the kittens take his place. And even more occasionally, he shares it. I'm not exactly sure what Percy has a mouthful of, but this sort of behaviour is usually frowned on in public. As the old saying goes, what happens in the banana box stays in the banana box. Now that I have some completed skirting board, I was eager to start fitting it. Adding the skirting board should start to make the panelling look almost finished. There's still some filling and painting to do on the panelling before we can call it completed. But as soon as the board is in place, it looks fantastic. Where the skirting board meets the ensuite door frame, I wanted to angle it back into the wall for a cleaner finish. To do that, I cut a 45-degree wedge from the skirting and glued it onto the main section. Once done, I also glued the two sections together before nailing it in place.
This whole wall is a new addition to the chateau, and with Rory's attention to detail, it's not just functional, it's beautiful.
The first two pieces of my perfectly imperfect skirting board are now in place, and it really does finish it all off nicely.
Well, basically that is the frame done, but I've got this sort of slightly decorative quarter round. I've decided that I'm going to put it up there and run it around the inside just to finish it off, and I think it'll just give the overall architrave just a bit more chateau class. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it on the outside as well, because that's otherwise just flat. And I think the more detail we put into this, the better it's going to look ultimately. And we really do want this room to look spectacular when it's finished. So I'll get on with that. Obviously, as usual, I hadn't initially realised I was going to use this for this purpose. So I don't think I've got enough to go. I probably can go around the inside, or we can't go around the outside as well. But I'll do a little bit and see how far I get.
It's not the easiest to show on camera, and I'll try to show it off better once it's finished, but it really adds a nice extra detail to the architrave.
It's just over a year since we collected our 2 Cocker Spaniels from an animal rescue centre. We couldn't believe our luck that these 2 pretty sisters were available. The dark one, who looks like she's in a dog costume stitched together from mismatched fur, we named Tiger Lily. Her golden sister we named Tinkerbell. Both dogs were underweight, with Tiger Lily being a full kilo underweight. The dogs were catatonic when we collected them, and we had to carry them to the car. They were resigned to their fate. It was evident that they were completely unused to being on a lead or being walked, but they soon showed absolute delight when allowed to run and play off the lead. They were as cute then as they are now, but there were some deep-seated signs of distress in their pasts. One of the Chateau DIY film crew, who has done a lot of work with the RSPCA, described them as having sad eyes. Tiger Lily would flinch and cry when approached. To say that they were not house-trained is an understatement. Despite receiving lots of attention and many opportunities to relieve themselves outside, most mornings we found copious amounts of dog mess in the kitchen. The problem in part was that the poor girls had terrible guts. What they were producing was not healthy at all. We sought veterinary treatment, but I think the main change has come from regular exercise, a sense of security, and lots of time and love. The girls will be 3 years old in April. They have come a long way in the last year, and they adore their river walks. They are inseparable from each other and inseparable from me. Both girls have grown in confidence in leaps and bounds, but they both still have their moments. Tinkerbell, with her wild hair reminiscent of a glam rocker, combined with her teddy bear good looks, recently took a phone off the kitchen table and ate the phone case. We're thinking of having a new video section, What Did Tinkerbell Eat This Week? Tiger Lily is just as bad. We've lost several tea towels to her predations. Bunty sticks to eating actual food. She recently stole an egg box from the kitchen counter which contained 8 eggs. Maybe she shared them, but I doubt it. What have your dogs eaten? Let us know in the comments.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell for notifications. And if you're able, please hype the video. It can really help us get seen by a wider audience. We'll see you next time.